Hi, I want to show you in this portion of training how to use your Aver document camera using the Chromebook, along with the Sphere Lite software that goes with the Chromebook and the camera, as well as how to use your Sphere Lite, or rather Aver document camera in your Chromebook with Zoom. So without any more hesitation, we're gonna get started. So to get started, you go to the lower left corner, and you click on the little circle bubble launcher. You're gonna click on this. Go to the up arrow, which will give you access to all the apps you have. And we're looking for the one that says Web Store. We don't want to go for the Play Store because the Play Store for a reason appears there, but doesn't really add apps to your Chromebook. So you want to go to the Web Store. This is what we're going to use to look for our Sphere Lite software and another sort of Chromebook software you might want to look for in the future. And I'm just going to click, and I want to drag it down to my favorite toolbar down there, just so it's there for easy access in the future, and also to clear up any sort of confusion you might have in the future with the Play Store if you've forgotten the little tip we're giving here today. So we're going to go to the web store, open it up, go up here to our search button, and I'm going to type in AVER Sphere, like the ball, and it's going to click enter on my keyboard. And it'll bring me to some extensions and an app. I want to go right here to where it says Sphere Lite. For me, it says rate it because I already downloaded it, but for you, you're going to see a similar button that says add to Chrome, like the one below it. So you're going to go click on add to Chrome for Sphere Lite, which is the red circle with the white letter. Again, it's Sphere Lite right here, red circle, white letter S, click add to Chrome. And once you've added to Chrome, you're going to go back over here in the lower left corner to our little bubble. Click it. Go to our up arrow. And then we're going to search for in all of our apps. For me, it happens to appear in my lower right corner on my first page of apps. But for some of you, it might not appear on the first page, and that's okay. All you have to do is click on the dots over here to the right and switch through your pages of apps that you have on your Chromebook. Once you find Sphere Lite, again, you're going to click it. You're going to drag it to the lower toolbar so it's always there for easy access down the road. In the lower toolbar, you can always move things around too to put them in order of what you most like maybe Google Classroom. You might want to have to the left if you like going from left to right. But right now, we're going to launch the Sphere Lite by clicking on the red circle with the white letter S again. And it opens up. And it takes a second. And now I have a document. You can tell it's live because there's my hand. Okay. Now there's some powerful tools in the lower right corner. Right here you have a magnifying glass. That allows you to zoom in and out of your document. You have the gear that allows you to adjust the contrast and the brightness. And you can flip the image 90 degrees to make it a little more oriented, a little bit more easier for you to follow. And then there's also the snowflake. The snowflake is a helpful tool because when you hit the snowflake, oftentimes when you're doing a document, it might be windy in your classroom and it might blow your document around. What the snowflake is nice for is you can click on the snowflake and open up to a page that has more text. Here we go. And it freezes your frame. So right now, you can't see if I'm moving my piece of paper around over here, but you're not seeing it move because what it did is more or less it took a still shot of your document without taking a picture of it so that you don't have to worry about the document moving around. And why would you want to use that snowflake to just freeze your frame? Well, if you're using the Sphere Lite software, you have these cool tools up here at the top. You have a pencil, a highlighter, a solid line, and a text box. And with clicking that little snowflake button, you could use these cool tools up here. Like if you want to make you're using this little quiz here, you could actually mark in the answers. I can read a chapter book. Well, I can, so I'm going to circle that and maybe bubble it in if I'm going over this with my class. Or I can answer this question right here. I don't really get calm angry just yet, but I'm getting there. And you could use the cool tools up there. And by using the snowflake, if it weren't snowflaked in, you might accidentally move your sheet around a lot and lose those reference points that you use the tools up there at the top. So you want to use that snowflake to make sure that the document is nice in place if you want to make marks or annotations on it without moving around on you. Maybe there are tools too, like the highlighter, which is kind of cool. You just click around it, let go, and it highlights. And you could fix the, work with the width of your highlighting too for bolder text. It highlights it. And you can have solid lines to underline things if you want to, with it going all crazy all over the place. And you could add text and also you could add shapes. So these are kind of cool features. You won't get these features with the IPEVA software, but the Sphere Lite you certainly can. And there's two other options up here too. There's an eraser and a garbage can. And you gotta know that there's a distinct difference between them because the eraser allows you to erase one thing at a time. As with a garbage can, just clears off your whole sheet. So you want to make sure you know the difference between the eraser and the garbage can. Remember, the eraser allows you to erase one thing at a time, as where the garbage can deletes the whole thing at once. Also, within the Sphere Lite software, you have these cool options of a camera, and you also have the options of a video camera. The camera, if you want to take a still shot, maybe you have like an answer key that you want to post in a Google Classroom, or a text with handwriting, notes on it that you want to share to your class. All you gotta do is just click the camera. It'll make an audible noise of a camera. And you go over here to the box. And your picture's in there. It is not saved at this point. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to click on the pictures you want until you get an orange checkbox on them. Then you have to go down to the lower left and click on the old school floppy disk. And click a folder to save directly to your Chromebook. Or click on the Google Drive icon to save it to your Google Drive, and then you have your image saved there. So that's kind of a cool feature. There's also the feature to record on your camera, which you can try to do. Same way you would record it, and then you would also click on the box over here and look for your videos under this feature up here. And over here is your pictures, and then you could upload that also to your Google Drive or your hard drive of your Chromebook. All right, so I'm going to leave my Sphere Lite open, and I'll show you how this works with Zoom now. If I open up my Zoom account, it might take a second here. Now I am currently in Zoom. And while we're in Zoom, I'm drawing your attention to two things down here in the lower left corner. First of all, you have your video camera, which is your video. And within here, you can actually, on Zoom, toggle between these two different cameras by clicking on this arrow next to the camera. The arrow next to the camera, you click on your front camera to give you your webcam. Or you click on the Aver Vision U50, which gives you your document camera. Okay, so that's kind of a helpful tool within Zoom. A big important feature of using the Zoom with your Aver camera, a setting that's very important, is click on this arrow next to the camera. You want to go into your video settings and make sure where it says Enable Mirror Effect is unselected. Otherwise, you're going to get a mirrored effect, especially with your text. I'll show what it looks like. Your text is going to appear backwards, which can be very confusing to your audience and your students especially. So you want to make sure that you go click on the arrow next to the camera, go to Video Settings, and uncheck Enable Mirror Effect. Okay? What I would recommend doing using Zoom is the Sphere Lite software, as you saw, is very helpful, especially when you want to make annotations and markings and highlighting and wherever else you want to on top of a document. What I would recommend is I would share your Zoom screen. And then that way you can make your Aver camera software, the Sphere Lite software, full screen. And then you could start marking up your text and your students could actually see what you're doing as you're marking up the text on here. So I would share your screen if you want to use, make your document camera a little bit more interactive for your students who are, logged in with Google Classroom remotely or, hybrid style, whatever you're doing. And then you can always just stop sharing your screen